Brother Abel. Good morning, Orange Lily, for you. Yo. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Jesus. Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Snapzilla Gorillas in the building. Here to hit you all upside the head with this morning paper. Yes, sir. I hope everybody's doing good. Salute to everybody that's in the building. Salute to Realize, Mahari Nation, Orange Lily for you. Salute to everybody. And then there's Bang something. Latressa Montgomery's in here. How y'all doing today? It's been a while since we talked about Smallhatland, huh? Yes. They don't want us to talk about Smallhatland. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise known as Israel, right? They don't want us to talk about that because, well, they are trying to, go against the peace treaty, the peace deal that Donald Trump put together, right? Mind you, this has to do with the Board of Peace that Donald Trump created, right? He created a whole little team that is supposed to bring about peace in the Middle East and all this bullshit, right? And he invited Benjamin Nosferatu to join the board as well. Meanwhile, Israel has killed over 500 people, 500 Palestinians, probably more than that, since this so-called peace deal got put into place. And now, Israel, Benjamin Nosferatu, the what'd you call that? The Knesset, whatever you call it, the Knesset. They have designs on annexing the West Bank. Now, they've been talking about annexing the West Bank, right? They've been talking about that since the peace deal started. Queen Mother Shaquila's in the building. Salute to the Queen Mother Shakila. They have been talking about annexing the West Bank for quite a while, right? And, you know, obviously, Donald Trump has actually wants this to happen. And he's still like he doesn't want it to happen. They still want to annex the West Bank, and they are doing so slowly but surely, okay? They're doing it in a number of ways. They are making life a living hell for the people of Palestine. Those are individuals. Am I back? Give me a Romeo, Lima, Charlie if I'm back in the building, y'all. Thank you, Realize. I appreciate you. Salute to you. Now, they have been making life a living hell for the people of Palestine. The government, the IDF, right? The IDF, as well as Israeli settlers that are trying to take over in the entire Gaza Strip, So in the first phase of the peace deal, Israel was allowed to occupy about 50% of the Gaza Strip that they had previously not occupied, okay? This is what they're doing. So they gave up about, the people of Palestine, they had to give up 50% more of the Gaza Strip. And, settlers began to occupy a large swath of that and beyond, okay? Just so you guys understand, these lines that they draw in these territories that the powers that be manifest and by fiat they declare, oh, well, we this just doesn't happen, right, in Palestine. This also happens all over the world. These people, they determine who gets what territory, how much of it is. It's all imaginary. It's all based on imaginary lines on a map, okay? And what happens when you have an imaginary line on a map? The people that draw the map, the people that draw the lines, the people that are in control, well, they get to push the line out as far as they choose. And next thing you know, you have nothing, right? Just look at the Native Americans. Look at the indigenous people of the United States of America. There were a number of treaties that this piss poor government of the United States had with the Native Americans, many of whom are my ancestors and your ancestors if you are a melanated people with multiple generations in this country. They have dwindled the Native American land down to damn near nothing, okay? Now, this is based on treaties. They had treaties. They had these different agreements with the indigenous folks. But if the people you have this treaty with, if you have the power, the people that are on that ass end of the deal, they have no way to enforce it, right? So really the treaty is a paper tiger, just like the treaty, just like this peace deal in Palestine, where there's no peace, where they're still killing people, where they're still killing children, starving people out, restricting access to resources. They're still doing these things. And then you have the settlers, the civilian Israeli settlers that are going around beating people, killing people, just doing all manner of horrendous things to these people. And you get the sense that no one really gives a shit. Even if Donald Trump comes out and says, listen, you're not annexing the West Bank, nothing's going to stop Israel from annexing the West Bank. at all. Well, why is this important? Why does this matter to the people of the United States? Right? Because I often get that question when I talk about the Palestinians, when I talk about Venezuela, which, by the way, they just they just hit another boat. I want you guys to understand. They just launched a strike on another boat off the coast of Venezuela. Right? And we act as though kidnapping President Maduro brought about this overwhelming peace and stopped the drugs, right? Because that's why they told you. Well, why are they still launching strikes against tiny boats in the off the coast of Venezuela if we have uprooted the Maduro regime? Well, how is this possible, right? Well, it's because it didn't really do shit, right? So back to this. Why is this important? Why are these things important? Well, if you don't understand by now, you should do a little bit research. You should look at historical data. You should look at the patterns. Because if Israel can do what they want in Palestine, even though Donald Trump is telling them they can't, or that he doesn't want them to, what does that tell you about who's really in control? Who's really in control of our government if the country that we give money to, that would not be able to operate without us, can do whatever the hell they want to do, even if our president tells them they can't do it? Just like the strike against Iran, when Israel bombed Iran from within their own country, Trump got pretty upset, didn't he? And what came of that? What Donald Trump was fuming about it. Oh, I don't know why they did that. They shouldn't. But what did we end up doing? Didn't we also go in and drop bombs on Iran? Right? We dropped 12 bunker busters in the country of Iran after Donald Trump acted like he was upset at the behest of Israel. So there was a 12-day war, was it not? A 12-day war where they came to a peace deal, a peace agreement. But Israel had to launch a very, what did they do when they agreed to this peace deal? Israel continued to bomb Iran. They continued to bomb Iran. And Donald Trump once again acted like he was upset. But what happened? Was there any sanctions against Israel? What was the repercussions that Israel faced for continuing to bomb Iran after Donald Trump told them not to? Nothing. But we can go ahead and invade another country and kidnap their leader, who was trying to understand. President Maduro was trying to acquiesce to the United States. He was trying to do what we wanted. Was he not? Didn't he say that he was going to do whatever Trump wanted? Trump can have all the access to oil, all the access to the gold. He could share in the profits. Maduro was trying to accommodate and acquiesce. And Donald Trump said, nah, fuck that. We're going to invade your country, kill over 100 people, and we're going to kidnap your president. But Bibi Nosferatu can openly defy Donald Trump, and nothing comes of it. Nothing. But we sit around here, you MAGA misfits, this is what I like to call you. The MAGA misfits run around and they act like Donald Trump is this big bad dude that no one will defy. No one will defy. big bad Donald Trump. Except if you're Bibi Nosferatu and Putin, right? If you're Putin and Bibi Nosferatu, you can go ahead and do whatever the hell you want. Yeah. If you are involved in a PDF file ring, the magnitude of which we have never seen before, such a huge scandal that we will go ahead and bury. We'll try to bury it. We will redact the names of the perpetrators, which goes against redacting laws, by the way. Pam Bondi is releasing Epstein files and redacting the names of the criminals. But Donald Trump is this big bad guy who you guys want to be a president for a third term. They tell you that no, Epstein worked for Russia. That's who they. Well, it's clear that Epstein was working with Israel. It was clear that he is working with Mossad. All this shit is tied together. It's all tied together. Yeah. Israel can do whatever the hell they want. They can openly defy Trump. Openly. They can tell Donald Trump to fuck off. You remember? I reported on this. When the Knesset, whatever the hell you call it, the Israeli Congress, or whatever the fuck you want to call that bullshit, was talking about occupying and annexing the West Bank a few months ago, and Marco Rubio had visited, and they openly defied Marco Rubio and say, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Yeah. So my question is, who really runs this shit? Who wears the pants, y'all? Who wears the pants? Who's the daddy in the Benjamin Nosferatu Trump relationship? Let me make no mistake, y'all. Israel, Benjamin Nosferatu, they will annex the West Bank, and they will initiate apartheid in Palestine. They will. It will happen. Slowly but surely. Next thing you know, next thing you look up, you will hear reports of work visas in their own country. They already are cutting off work visas for Palestinians that work in Israel. They're already cutting them off. They want to eradicate the Palestinian people. They want to get them all out of there. If they don't get them all out, they want to turn them into indentured servants. They will be the permanent working class of their own land. And guess what? Guess what Donald Trump gonna do? He ain't gonna do shit. And guess what? The next president, they ain't gonna do shit either. It's not like the prior administrations had files too few. I already know that. See, I already covered how the Democrats during the Biden administration could have released the files. And I eliminated any and every excuse. I debunked the bullshit excuses they made for not releasing the files during the Biden administration. I already did that. See, you think I'm a Democrat or some shit? Yeah, you got me fucked up. Yeah, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a voter. I won't sit up here and tell y'all the vote matters the way y'all want it to. No, I don't believe in voting. Yeah. Someone says I'm a Democrat. Okay. You have no idea what you're talking about. I'm no Democrat. I'm no Republican. You understand? I leave that up to you guys. I leave that up to y'all. Y'all go ahead and continue. Y'all go ahead and continue and acquiesce and consent to be governed by continuing to vote and showing them that you actually believe in the system. That's what you do when you vote. See, I don't choose to vote for the lesser of two evils, because when you choose to vote for the lesser of two evils, you still choose to vote for evil. You have no idea the level of evil you're voting for because you don't know these motherfuckers. What you do know is that they hang out together. They both get paid by same lobbyists and special interest groups and corporations and PACs. So how is it really a split? How's there a split? They present a split to you. They show you the split. Oh, yeah, it's the left versus the right. These policies are better than those policies. Well, they don't come up with these policies, y'all. They don't come up with these bills. The special interest groups, the power players behind the scenes, they come up with these fucking bills. They write this shit. And they say, look, I want you guys to write this up. I'll give you $80,000, $30,000, whatever they're allowed to give an individual representative. Because you can lobby in Congress. It doesn't even matter. You can do it all year round. There doesn't have to be an election. There is money in politics for a reason. Whoever has the most money and the most influence, they get truly represented. Those are the ones that get the representation. Not you, because you're not going to go up there. You're not going to pay a lobbyist that makes a shitload of money to walk around and sit up there and move and shake in Congress to get shit they want done. Where's Iran? No water now running for Sudan's ports. Democrat, no Democrat. Okay. S-Nar says there's no excuses. Our whole government is effed up. But you don't say anything if you didn't make a choice. That doesn't make any sense at all. Are you shaming me for not voting? Is that what that was? In that one sentence, you just proved you have cognitive dissonance. You just proved, S-Nar, if you're trying to shame me for not voting. And that whole sentence you just said was completely contradictory and shows your cognitive dissonance. There are no excuses. Our whole government is effed up, but you can't say anything if you didn't make a choice. Hell, am I tripping, y'all? This man just told me the whole government is effed up. But if I don't choose one side or another within government, then I can't say anything. Is that what he just said? You just told me. You actually gave me the reason I shouldn't choose and told me I can't say nothing if I don't choose. Wild work. No, it does. In my opinion, well, the only reason voting matters because it shows them that you still put faith and belief in the system that oppresses them, that oppresses you. That's what it shows them. They need you to vote, not because they want you to choose between one rule or another. It's because it shows them that you still believe in the system. You still have belief in the system that oppresses you. And so that tells them that they can continue to oppress you. All they got to do is put the guy that you want in place. And it is what it is. He lost if he still thinks his vote counts. Yeah, it's crazy. See what happens when you speak up on the Iranian regime? Someone says go to Iran. Why would I go to Iran? Why would I go to Iran? It's always you people up in here. It's crazy. Where's Iran? No water now running for... Well, let me tell you something. If what we're doing in the Middle East creates a level of hostility that is displayed by other nations in the Middle East, how is it not our doing? Answer me that. If we meddle in the affairs of other nations and in entire regions to gain something that doesn't belong to us, and we create strife and destruction and destabilization, how is it that we're blaming the people that are resisting this for that? Someone said it sounds like an Iran problem, except when we go ahead and we drop bombs in Iran and it comes back on us in many ways, right? You think it's free? You think it didn't cost money to drop bombs in Iran? Yeah, it cost us a shitload of money. It cost us quite a bit of money. We have to pay for that. Yeah. And it creates hostility towards Americans all over the world. But see, you guys don't think about that. You just think that nothing can happen to you. It's that optimism bias that you guys operate under that allows these people to do whatever they want in any country. Oh, well, yeah, we can do whatever we want. We can bomb this nation. We can steal this nation. We can kidnap this nation's president. We can participate and facilitate child sex trafficking rings all over the world, where children in third world countries are snatched up because no one really cares about them. It won't happen to our children. This is how we think in America. We think that nothing can happen to us because, well, you think you're insulated and protected by your government. Yeah. It is what it is. The bottom line is this. Donald Trump does not run anything. He's a figurehead. He's somebody they put out in front of you because they know that you guys like his personality, whatever the fuck. Right? They know that the cult of personality disorder will show itself and distract people from what's really going on, from who's really running shit. Who's really running shit? Guess who's really running shit? It ain't Donald Trump. It's not your government. No. No, not in the least bit. The corporations, the banks, the PACs, special interest groups, Israel, Marion Adelson. These are the individuals that really run shit. And they get to sit back because guess what? They're not elected officials. They're not even appointed government agents. Salute to the Queen Mother Shakila. Thank you so much to the beautiful Queen Mother Shakila. She says the Morning News with Snapzilla Gorilla March on for freedom and truth. Absolutely. This is why I try to help people understand. This is not, y'all think it's Trump, it's Biden, oh, it's Barack Obama. No, they're just doing the bidding of their rulers. They're masters. Right? If there were truly a split in the government between left and right, then they would be operating like they do in these African nations where opposition forces actually fight and they truly have a split and they do all kind of wild, crazy shit to each other, fighting in the goddamn fighting, arresting each other, right? Political imprisonment. This is what they were doing in countries where there's really a split, where there's two opposition forces that really go at it. Yeah. They really don't like each other. And they really will be actually hostile towards each other. And that's not good either, right? That's not good. right? It's counterproductive, and it's still divisive in a bad way. But in this country, they pretend like they have that type of split, that type of division, and they really don't. They really don't. Right? They don't. APAC, not just APAC, but all kind of other PACs. There are good PACs out there that are trying to make positive changes, but they don't have the influence or the money these other PACs have, right? And so that's something else we have to understand. Nick Shirley brought the Golbis to their knees, and Elon Musk. That's how full Europe swung right wing. Yeah, I mean, they actually do. In other nations, they actually have actual splits. And these multiple parties in these other countries actually go at each other in real life. Latressa Montgomery says, I've been wondering why these black elites are now saying they stand with those people. Because they're bought and paid for. They have to pay the piper. You know, if you get my drift, they have to pay the piper. The piper is coming to collect. And they have to get to they have certain goals they have to meet by certain times, right? 2030 is a big thing. 2025 was another one. And so we have to understand they have certain agendas and certain timelines they have to meet. Anyway, y'all, I got to get out of here. The possibility that Israel will end up annexing the West Bank, despite what Donald Trump says, is very high. And it's important to understand that if they do annex the West Bank, despite what Donald Trump says or wants, that's a big problem. That shows you who's really in control, right? That shows you who's really in control. And it shows you how impotent any administration really is when it comes to certain entities and certain groups of people, right? So that's something we have to understand. Anyway, salute to William McCauley. Salute to you, brother. Yes, please hit the like button. Double tap that screen. I got to get out of here. Got work to do. They will have repercussion with the Saudis. No, the Saudis aren't going to resist very much. The Saudis are not going to the Saudis are not going to resist very much, right? Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate you for coming through. Thank you so much for your comments and I appreciate the beautiful Queen Mother Shakila for dropping that $10 super chat on me. I appreciate that. And yeah, tomorrow I will be discussing more things and trying to help wake more people up and help us understand that we need to break free. We need to decouple and become self-sufficient, self-reliant, right? Resourceful. Once you come to a place where you are in that mode where, okay, I now can break the chains without too many negative effects, then you have to have that understanding that you can do it without them, right? You don't really need them. They need you more than you need them. All the brilliant things that happen, all the ingenuity, all the advances in technology, all these things that we find comfort in, buildings, all these things, they happen not because the government makes it possible, but because people like me, tradesmen, electricians, plumbers, hell, even nurses and doctors and, computer engineers and software technologists, all these people, they have these capabilities. They have these capabilities because they simply just do, because they're willing to learn. They're willing to put it into practice. Agriculture. Exactly. The government does not imbue you with this knowledge. It doesn't imbue you with this. We can build bridges. We can build hospitals. We can build homes. We don't need the government for that. You just don't. The government does not build anything, okay? Yes, exactly. We create. All right. Much love, guys. Holla at y'all later. Much love. Like, share, subscribe. And guess what we're going to do? Keep marching forward toward freedom and truth.